Hello everybody, is the audibility absolutely fine? Am I audible to each and every one of you? Right now I am live on two different channels. First is RBR Search channel and the other one is Computer Science channel. So let me check it first. Is the audibility absolutely fine on both the channels? Yeah. So on RBR Search channel I think the audibility is absolutely fine. There is absolutely no problem, and let me check at the other channel as well. So the audibility on the other channel is also absolutely fine. I am live on two different channels. Right. So I guess the audibility is absolutely fine on both the channels, right? Good evening everybody. Good evening Pratik, Abhay. Yeah, good evening. So I think we should start the session straight away. Right? Great. Good evening. Namaste Vivek and good evening everybody. Yes. So I think we should start today's session. Right. So in this particular session, as I told you earlier as well, this particular session will be very useful to all the people who are still left with their paper, like the people from mechanical, the people from computer science and chemical engineering. This session will be extremely useful because not only will be discussing the three papers, the one which came in instrumentation, the one which came in instrumentation, yes, and the second one is EE branch, and the third paper was electronics and communication, telecommunication. So not only will be discussing these three papers, but other than this, I'll be telling you my prediction of your paper, like what is the most probable GATE aptitude paper can be, right? So what will be the most probable GATE aptitude paper, that we'll see. So as I told you, in this particular session, we will be discussing these things. So in this particular session, we will be discussing what came in instrumentation, EE branch and electronics. I have already discussed all these papers on FT Express channel, and on this particular channel, I already had a discussion on, and Creatrix as well. Earlier, the discussion was mainly the modus operandi. The mode of discussion was in Hindi or Hindi English. In this particular session, I would be discussing in English, preferably in English. And if anyone who had seen my previous video on the very same day, that is last Saturday, when this particular paper took place, immediately after that, after this paper, we had a discussion, and the very first discussion of ours, actually that question came in this paper. And not just this, during your crash course, we had a discussion on square. Do you remember that? When we joined the midpoints of the square continuously. The very same question came this year as well in these branches. So we'll be discussing all these things. As I told you, IIT Bombay, the paper was in this particular year, IIT Bombay is making the paper, and I believe this is one of the finest paper of GATE aptitude. Earlier, my personal favorite was 2016 paper which ISC Bangalore had made. And then my second paper used to be 2019 paper made by IIT Madras. The third favorite paper of mine was 2018 paper what IIT Guwahati made. But undoubtedly, this particular year, that is in the year 2021, the paper what IIT Bombay is making is phenomenal. This is how an aptitude paper must look like. If you ask me the best possible, the ideal paper of GATE aptitude, like this is what it should be. What IIT Bombay is getting. Fabulous paper. Sir, why it is a fabulous paper? Because the questions are not tough, but at the very same time, you have to apply those logics. The questions are, level of difficulty has been easy in the three papers and application oriented question. It has also been seen that specifically in geometry, IIT Bombay is really putting emphasis on this particular segment, that is geometry. So from my expectation, you may see 1 to 2 questions, and preferably 2 questions will be there in your exam. So what I've done, I've taken 2 back-to-back sessions on FT Express on geometry. What is regarding the basics of geometry. In this particular session, I talked about angles and triangle. And then I've taken another session, and that was yesterday. I've taken this particular session on FT Express. And in this particular session, I talked about triangle, circle, shaded region, all these kind of questions. Do make sure that you don't miss this session. Not just this, according to me, you will find 1 to 2 questions from basic algebra. So what is that I've done? I have taken a session on algebra, and this particular session is absolutely free to each and every one of you. So what do you need to do? You need to install the Unacademy app. You can straight away go to GATE ESE and you can search Saurabh Thakur. Once you find me, you can actually straight away see today's video today's session which I have discussed. In case if you find any problem, like for example, if you are being asked regarding the promo code, this is the code you have to apply, ST26, and it will be absolutely free. I have already taken 5 sessions on Quant on Unacademy app. These sessions are absolutely free. The kind of vocab IIT Bombay's, do make sure that you jot down, you listen every single point, right? The idea is, the mission is we need to get 15 out of 15 marks. I have taken one vocabulary session on Unacademy app. For every single session, if it demands for a promo code, you need to use ST26, right? The level of difficulty of vocab in this particular year's paper is easy to moderate. So what is that I have done? I have taken just one session of vocabulary, and the level of difficulty I've covered, the words I've covered are from easy to moderate. I have covered around about 250 to 300 words in just 120 minutes. So do make sure that you go through this particular session. And then I've taken a few more sessions, and one of them is algebra. So do make sure that you don't miss these sessions, right? If time allows you, I have already taken 9 sessions on verbal and reasoning on RBR search channels and Creatrix channel. If time allows you, please go through this once. I have taken 9 sessions on Quant and DI. If once again time allows you, please go through this if it is possible. If it is not possible, this is the storyteller session. I have started it, but I have halted it just because of your exam, and we'll resume this session from this Monday, right? I'll be discussing current affairs, constant affairs, anything which is related to you, and anything which is related to geopolitics, economy, polity, or to help you read newspapers and different articles. We'll get back to this. If you have very limited time, I have taken 2 6 hours sessions. The one which is there on our RBR search channel, and another one is on Creatrix as well. So if it is possible, please go through this. And as I was telling you that you need to go through this particular video which is there on Unacademy app. In case of any problem, in case if you cannot able to open it, the session is absolutely free. That's not a problem because I've already taken it. So you need to use this particular code ST26 and it will be unlocked, right? One last news before starting today's session, especially to all those students who were waiting for GATE 22 Aptitude and 23 Aptitude. My batch will start from 18th February 9 in the morning, right? So you can see the course from tomorrow, or probably tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. So that won't be a problem. So what you guys can do, you can install the Unacademy app and you can subscribe and all those things you can do. So that, and whichever subscription you want, either plus subscription or iconic, it's totally up to you. My class, the class which I'm about to start, we're going to have 4 classes per week plus 1. On Friday, that will be a doubt clearing session, and 1 more class, weekly test on every Sunday, 60 minutes weekly test. So my class will pan out like this. I have divided my classes, GATE Aptitude classes, in 2 parts. First, it will start from 18th of February till 28th of March, and after that, first week of April to a few more days. It will take 80 hours. One class will be 90 minutes duration, and the doubt clearing, including the doubt clearing session, and the test will be of 60 minutes duration. So we'll be taking test every week. Do make sure that you don't miss that. When you go for iconic or plus subscription, don't straight away pay this amount. Use this ST26 and you will get the best possible discount, even for iconic as well. Let's start today's discussion session, right? So as I told you, like I have 3 courses, free class, free courses, and paid courses as well. Whichever course I launch, the information will be available at this particular platform. So you can follow me on Unacademy app and the course details will be available. And regarding the notes, you can follow me on Telegram, Saurabh Official, or FT Express. And you can like, share, subscribe, all those things you can do. Let's straight away start today's session. I know you are on the verge of your paper and every single minute of yours is important. It might be possible you are going through certain kind of emotional, certain kind of traumatizing emotions as well. It might be possible you might be feeling that probably this is not the right time for you to appear in the exam. Probably you should appear in the exam next year. That's absolutely fine. This kind of thought, this kind of anxiety, these kind of, what should I say, eagerness, anxiety, anxiousness is absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, this world is run by those who dress up and show. No matter what, 80% of success is just showing up. No matter the level of excellence, the level of brilliance you possess, if you have started it, no matter at what pace you have been running the race, you will be victorious only when you finish the race. It might be possible you are very slow, absolutely fine. Start slow, but make sure you finish strong. The finish is the most important thing. Let's start today's session. As I told you, I'll be discussing questions from electrical, and not just electrical, I'll be discussing questions from EE and electronics as well, right? So listen to this. The very first question that I'm about to take, I want you people to write this, is from basic algebra. And sir, what did you say? I said in your paper, that is computer science, mechanical and chemical, you may expect 1 to 2 questions if IIT Bombay gives the similar kind of paper what it has done in the previous week. You can expect 1 to 2 questions from algebra. So do make sure that you put up a single star on this. Sir, what kind of question was this? In instrumentation branch, do make sure that you listen every single piece of thing. Any which ways, I'm going to share the paper, so don't worry about the paper. It will be available on the Telegram channel. The idea is to understand every single concept, right? This kind of question usually comes in NTSE, National Talent Search exam, or banking exam, or railway exam, or Air Force exam. Very, very basic kind of algebra or arithmetic operations. Like what? Like this. This is what the very first question was, P, and this kind of symbol was there, whatever you want you may call, right? And this they have defined as equals to P square plus Q square divided by PQ. I want 2 hours. Each and every one of you, please focus for the next 2 hours. Whatever I say to you guys, just jot down every single piece of thing, and you will find these questions, the way we're going to discuss this, you will find it very, very helpful in your exam. So this is what they have given, and not just this, they have given some meaning of one more symbol, and that was P. Then there was a dot like this. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? This is what they have mentioned, P square upon Q. And then the question they have asked. So sir, you are saying that this is what they have given. Yes, absolutely. This is what they have given. And what is that they have asked? This. They have asked the relation between X and Y such that this is the thing. So what is that they have asked? X is equals to what? The first option was, I'm just writing these options irrespective of the fact what the sequence was. Right? So don't be concerned about the sequence of the answer. These were the options. From my side, the level of difficulty of this particular question was very easy. Very, very easy question, but a very useful, a very practical question. Like, the kind of question which come in different public sector exams. What is this that they have defined? This is what they have. The meaning of this thing is this. Sir, how do you know that the meaning of this is this? Because they have mentioned it over here. Oh, this is the thing. Okay, fine. After this, on the right hand side, this is 2 square upon 2. Sir, how do you come to know that 2.2 is this? Because they have told us this. Okay, that's fine. This is not at all tough. 2 gets cancelled. So at the end of the day, x square plus y square plus 2xy, it means minus 2xy is equals to 0. It means x minus y whole square is equals to 0. It means x minus y is equals to 0. X is equals to y. Very basic, very elementary level, very fundamental level question. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Prem Vishwakarma, नहीं डरने की कोई बात नहीं. It's fine. I've already told you that the idea of human life, the idea of human evolution is we need to become bigger than our fear. डरेंगे तो दुनिया में डरते ही रह जाएंगे. There is no station, there is no destination. Life is a journey, enjoy the trip. This is not the ultimate battle of your life. After this, you will face, and you may face, and you will definitely going to face many different battles of life. The idea is, irrespective of the outcome, forget about this, that what is going to happen. The idea is you should give your best shot. That's the most important thing. Is it fine, everybody? Is it fine to each and every one of you? Right. So this kind of question, this kind of very basic algebra question you may expect. What was the question? The question was, they have defined, what is that they have done? They have defined the meaning of a particular operator. This is how it looks like. They have defined the meaning of another particular operator, and then they have given a question. Very basic, very fundamental level ABC kind of question. Sir, shall I expect this kind of question? Yes, you should. I think it is absolutely fine. So sir, what is that you are saying? Listen to this very, very carefully and do jot every single piece of information. Don't concern about the question. I'm going to send it to you. You can expect 1 to 2 questions from algebra. Who all can expect 1 to 2 questions? People from mechanical, computer science and chemical. Is it fine, everybody? Shall we proceed further? Shall we proceed further, guys? Ratnesh Pal sir, this session same as previously discussed. Yes, this session will be absolutely same. So those people who were already part of the session, when I've taken the discussion of instrumentation, EE and EC paper, they can leave the session, right? I'll be discussing very same thing, right? Great. And then the second question, you can expect one question, one very basic question from verbal grammar. Like what kind of? The question which was asked in instrumentation branches, they have straight away asked about the comparative degree. They have asked comparative degree. Nice. That's very nice. What is that they have asked? Very basic question. You know what is comparative degree? Tall, taller, tallest. Big, bigger, biggest. Positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. That's it. So what is that they've asked? This is what they have asked. Getting at the top. Getting at the top. Okay. Getting at the top. This was a sentence which was written. Getting at the top is blank. Then, okay. Getting at the top is, I need this. Getting at the top is blank, then, okay. So this was the keyword. Now I have understood. This was the keyword, then, staying. This was the keyword, THAN, then staying on top. Then staying on top. So the idea is, when we use this word then, we use this word then when we want to compare. Ram is taller than Shyam. We would love to write a comparative degree over here. So the word was easier, more easier, much easier, like those easiest. No, we want a comparative degree, and that is why easier is absolutely correct answer. I do believe it is absolutely clear to each and every one of you. So sir, till now, what is that you have told? Sir, where in which session have discussed spatial aptitude? Sudarshan Bandopadhyay ji. Sudarshan, on I have taken 2 back-to-back 6 hour session. In the second session, I have discussed spatial aptitude. Do make sure that you watch that. Okay, fine, great. So this was the question. So till now, what is that I have told you? I have said from, not from geometry, from algebra you may expect 1 to 2 questions, and from verbal grammar 1 question for sure. This is my prediction for your paper, considering the paper remains the same, and it is most likely, why it is most likely the paper remains the same. Why? Because in today's world, in these days, whatever exam you come across, these people are normalized, and whenever there is a concept of normalization, the level of difficulty, and the kind of questions, they don't vary that much. The kind of question remains the same. That's the main reason. Then they've given a, I don't know what to say, a spatial cum geometry kind of question like that, right? So another question, very beautiful question. You may call it anything, you may call it geometry, you may call it spatial aptitude, whatever that is. Sir, why is it? Let me tell you. The question that was given to instrumentation was students was, this is a rectangle. Okay, fine, that's great. This, I'm sorry, the name of this is M and this is termed as N. Listen to this very, very carefully. The length of this rectangle is 6 units or 6 centimeter, let's say 6 centimeter. And the breadth is 4 centimeter, okay, centimeter. And once again, this is 6 centimeter. So this is absolutely same. Yeah, indeed they are. So they are absolutely same. But what has been told? If you remember this correctly, we had a discussion on, when we were discussing spatial aptitude, we had a discussion on series, embedded figure, folding and mirror images. And exactly these are the questions which came in these exams. So this is what they've said. This particular question belongs to folding. So this particular question belongs to folding. From my side, I believe it is more relevant to call it a spatial aptitude question, right? So what is that they've said? They said there are two rectangles, exactly same rectangles, but what you have to do, you have to fold this figure. In case of M, you have to perform this operation thrice, and similarly in case of N, you have to perform this operation thrice. But what is the operation, sir? In case of M, you have to take the smaller of the two edges, that is 6 centimeter, 4 centimeter. That's fine. So you have taken 4 centimeter and fold it. Just to make you understand, we are folding it in this direction. That's great. Listen to this very, very carefully so that you can able to understand every single thing, right? So once you fold this, this is how actually it pans out. So now it is once again 4 centimeter because you folded it like this, and this actually became 3 centimeter. Sir, but how is how are you folding it? The smaller of the two sides. So this is what they have mentioned. If you see, the smaller of the two sides is 3 centimeter. So now you have to fold in this direction. Do make sure that you draw this, right? Okay, fine. So you are folding it like this. Great. So when you have folded it like this, now it is looking like, oh, so sorry. Now it is looking like this. So this is once again 3 centimeter. Okay. But on the contrary, this is just 2 centimeter. If you see this 3 centimeter and 2 centimeter, what is that you found? We can clearly see that this is the smaller of the two. So please fold it in this direction. That's great. So if you fold it in this direction, this is what you will come across. Once again, this is 2. On the contrary, now this is 1.5. So this is also 1.5 and this is 2. If someone asks you what is the perimeter of this, so what is the perimeter? 2 plus 2 is 4, 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3, so 4 plus 3 is 7. So the perimeter in this case pans out to be 7. I think each and every one of you have understood this so far. Is it fine, everybody? विनोद मीना, सर आपकी प्रोफाइल नहीं मिलती है अनअकैडमी पे. विनोद गेट ESE, इसमें जाके सर्च करना सौरभ ठाकुर, मेरे ख्याल से तो मिल जाएगी. फिर भी नहीं मिले तो मुझे बता देना, राइट? सो यू कैन फाइंड इट ऑन गेट ESE, राइट? फाइन. लेट्स कम बैक टू दिस. Let's come back to this. On the contrary, in case of N, what is that we are supposed to do? 6 and 4. These are the two same dimensions. The longer of the two sides. Okay, great. So the longer of the two sides is this. So please fold it in this direction. Okay, fine. So this is what we have done. Again, this will be 6 centimeter. But now this will be just 2 centimeter. The longer of the two dimensions. Okay, fine. So we have to fold it in this direction. Okay, this is great. Once again, this once again 6 and 1. No, but once again, the longer of the two sides. So once again, you have to fold it like this. Okay. So this is 6 and this is 0.5. 6, 0.5. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So the perimeter in this case was 13. So they have asked the ratio of their perimeter after you have done all these things. So the ratio was 13 upon 7. But just think of this question, such a beautiful, well refined question, such an interesting question. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine to each and every one of you? Is it fine, guys? Is it fine to each and every one of you? Right? I think it is absolutely clear to each and every one of you, right? Then there was another very beautiful, I told you like spatial is also very, very important, right? So till now, what is that I have told you? You may expect 1 to 2 questions from algebra, okay? You may expect a short question from verbal grammar. You may expect from spatial 1 to 2 questions. I believe there will be 1 question, but you may expect 1 to 2 questions from spatial as well. Why I am saying 1 to 2? Because in instrumentation there was one more question. They have provided you a XY plane, okay? And they have written the word triangle. And they have written the word triangle, triangle. And they have asked what will be the mirror image about this x-axis. So you need to form the mirror image over here. That's fine. Exact opposite of this. Exact mirror image, okay. trian. I think it is fine. Yes, right, absolutely. GLA. This is the. So this is what they have asked. This is called spatial aptitude. So this is in spatial aptitude mirror based questions. So this was the question which was asked in instrumentation. I think it was a very nice question, very well crafted question. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Great. So this was the question. So in instrumentation, you can say that there were 2 questions from spatial aptitude. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So this kind of level of difficulty you can expect. There was one question, one very interesting question in geometry. So what was that? In geometry, the question which was given is called star geometry. Even to CAT aspirants, I say that star geometry is considered to be an exceptional case. So this was the question which was given. What is that? They have given P, Q, R, S, T. See, we'll be discussing not just this question, but something more than this. So listen to this. They have mentioned that this angle is, let us suppose this angle is theta. Okay. This angle is theta. That's great. And they have told that PR is equals to, what is this? PS. TR is equals to TQ. And what else is left? RS. This SQ is, it means all the sides are equal. This is equals this, yeah, all the sides are equal. Okay, fine. So this was mentioned. So if this is theta, obviously this will also be equals to theta because all the sides are equal. This will also be theta, this will also be theta, and this will also be theta. Now listen to this. Now listen to this very, very carefully. They have asked the value of this word theta. I'll be explaining you this particular question in 2 different ways. First, a very generic way, the one which you can find in any book, and then I'll tell you my way, right? See, even before starting the generic way, we need to understand that in case if there is any triangle, so in any triangle, the exterior angle is always equals to sum of 2 interior opposite angles. That is, theta is equals to angle x plus angle y. This is what angle theta is equals to. That is, angle theta is equals to x plus y. That is, in any triangle, the exterior angle is equals to sum of 2 interior opposite angles. It means that, listen to this very, very carefully. It means that if I take this particular triangle, right? Very simple, very elementary level thing. So if I take this particular triangle, I want a very beautiful color. So if this is theta, this is theta, this is the exterior angle. So this must be equals to 2 theta. Is it fine? This is theta, therefore this has to be 2 theta. Exterior angle is sum of 2 interior opposite angles. Similarly, if you want, let's take this. If you guys want, you can take similar, oh no, here. Similarly, if you guys want, if you guys want, you can take this. You can take this. Theta, that is why this is also 2 theta. But in any triangle, the sum of 3 angles is equal to 180 degree. So if you see this, theta, 2 theta, 2 theta. So theta, 2 theta, 2 theta is equals to 180 degree, and therefore 5 theta is equals to 180 degree, and therefore theta is equals to 36 degree. This is the first way of solving this. There is another way of solving this, and that I am about to explain you guys. Now listen to this. Listen to this very, very carefully. Before explaining you guys, I want the people to write a note. What should be the subheading of the note? The subheading must be circle or circles, right? This is a circle, okay? If this is a circle, let's suppose this is a, I think before this is called a chord. This is a chord AB. This is the diameter, and we say that the diameter is the longest chord, right? This is called the secant. This is called a secant. EF is a secant, okay? This is called a tangent. But what exactly is tangent? Tangent is a line which makes an angle of 90 degree with the radius or the diameter. Is everybody able to understand every single thing, whatever I'm telling you guys? Is everybody able to understand this? Is it fine, everybody? Great. Now listen to this. Other than this, what else is needed? In case of circles, to find angle, you need just 3 points. What is that? Let us suppose if I draw a circle, okay, and let us suppose I have drawn these two angles on this arc. What is an arc? This. From here to here, this is an arc. This is an arc. How we are supposed to write? Arc AB, right? Great. So the angle which is there on the circumference and the one which is there at the center of the circle, these two angles I am talking about. Okay, so what is that? The one which is there on the circumference of the circle, that is angle ACB. This angle is called inscribed angle. Don't miss this. This is called inscribed angle. Okay, fine. And the one which you form at the center of the circle, like this is called central angle. But more importantly, you need to understand the central angle is always double of the inscribed angle. Jot this down. Inscribed angle is always double of the central angle. I'm really sorry. Central angle is always double of the inscribed angle. Central angle is the one which you form at the center of the circle, and this is the inscribed angle. Inscribed angle is the angle which you form on the circumference of the circle. I think this is fine. Great. So you said you need just 3 points to find any kind of degree in circle. Yes. What is the second point? This is the second point. Let's take another circle. Let me take an arc AB. If this is an arc AB, okay, fine. And if this is an angle theta, and if I draw on the same arc, the very same arc, if this is angle theta ACB, then this ADB will also be theta. What does that mean? Angles drawn on the same arc will always, underline that word, will always be equal. Whatever I say, please make sure that you write it. There is no meaning of knowledge unless until knowledge is put into action. And to put knowledge into action, we need a repetition of the same thing, right? We need to understand it. So the very first thing is the two inscribed angles drawn on the same arc are always equal. So you said 3 points, right? So let me write the third point. You take a complete circle, or even if you take a semicircle, always remember that. Even if you take a full circle or if you take a semicircle, here I have drawn AOB as the diameter of the circle, right? So even if you take a full circle or a semicircle, if you draw a triangle using the diameter of the circle, this angle will always be equals to 90 degree. This is such a beautiful question. Just think of this. If I give you this is 5 centimeter, this is 12 centimeter, and if I ask you, what do you think? What is the radius of the circle? Such a beautiful question. And if I don't tell you like this is 90 degree, I have told you that in case of a circle or in case of a semicircle, the angle opposite to the diameter will always be 90 degree, even if I don't tell you this is 90 degree. So 512, using Pythagoras, this will be 13 centimeter, and thus the radius would be exactly half of 13, 6.5 centimeter. Is it fine, everybody? This is a very, very nice point, right? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Fine, right? Listen to this. Then what is a cyclic quadrilateral? In a very layman language, whatever figure you want to draw, you know, this, in case whatever, see, what is actually a regular polygon? You need to understand what is a regular polygon. Don't miss anything whatever I say. What is the meaning of this regular polygon? What exactly this regular stands for? See, polygon, many sides, but what is this regular, man? Let's take an example. Let's take a pentagon. So pentagon, it means, what is the meaning of pentagon? Pentagon means 5 sides. So this is also pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is also pentagon. But the point is, this is not a regular pentagon. So when you call a pentagon a regular pentagon, yeah, that is the point. Do remember this, whatever I'm telling you guys, because in your exam, symmetry, symmetrical geometrical figures are very, very important. That's it. When you use the word regular, it means all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. Sir, you mean to say that this equals to this, this equals to this, this equals to this, and not just this, all the angles are equal? Yes, of course. Of course, that is what a regular polygon is, and that is why in case of any regular polygon, if you want to find any interior angle, in case of any regular polygon, if you want to find the value of any interior angle, that would be n minus 2 upon n into 180 degree. The minimum value of n must be 3. That is how we'll get a polygon. If you write 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 divided by 3, that is 60 degree. That is in case of equilateral triangle. Great. For example, if you want to find the sum of all the interior angles, that's fine. That's not that big a deal. N minus 2 into 180 degree. You won't believe this. This is the exact same point I told on Saturday while discussing instrumentation paper. On Sunday early morning during EE paper, the very first question they gave was this. What was the question they gave? What is the question IIT Bombay gave? This is what they asked. You need to find interior angle in case of decagon. Do we know what are the number of sides in case of decagon? It's 10. I want you people to find interior angle, each interior angle in case of decagon is equal in case n equal to 10, and I also want you people to find the sum of all the interior angles in case of a decagon. Go ahead guys, make it fast please, quick. Make it fast guys, quick please. So in case of a decagon, what will be the angle of each and every side? And not just that, I want you people to find the sum as well. Yes. So in case of decagon, 10 minus 2 is 8 divided by 10 up into 180 degree. So it means 144 degree. And if you want to find the sum, so 10 minus 2 is 8 into 180, that is 8 times is 14, 144. So 1440. This will be the sum. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to each and every one of you? I think it is absolutely clear, right? So this particular question was asked in EE branch, same this year, 2021 on Sunday. This is what they have asked. So in your branch, in mechanical, computer science or chemical, don't get astounded if they ask what. Let me tell you. If they ask, let me tell you what. You know what, in any triangle, any kind of triangle, whatever the triangle, not just equilateral triangle, listen to this very, very carefully. In any kind of triangle, the sum of 3 interior angles is always equals to 180 degree. Each one of us, we know this. That's not a problem, right? But just to make things easier for you, let me take an equilateral triangle. Okay, fine. Let's take an equilateral triangle. If I take an equilateral triangle, this would be A, B, C. 60 degree, okay. 60 degree, okay, 60 degree. But when these are 60 degrees, so if just extend this, you will get, this is 120 degree. Yeah, absolutely fine. This is also 120 degree. Yeah, absolutely correct. And this is also 120. Yeah, absolutely correct. It means that the sum of all these three exterior angles, 120 degree plus 120 degree plus 120 degree, would be 360 degree. Don't generalize it. Listen to this clearly. So in case of equilateral triangle, the sum of all three exterior angles is equals to 360 degree. And not just here, even if you take this case, even if you take this case, which I'm sorry, even if you take this case, even if you take this case, this case, this case and this case, if you add all these angles, you will get 360 degrees. Sir, you mean to say that irrespective of the regular polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles is always equals to 360 degree? Absolutely. If IIT Bombay can ask this to instrumentation students, why they cannot ask this to you? It might be possible IIT Bombay asks that if the sum of all the exterior angles of a decagon or an octagon would be equals to 360 degree. And that is why I have got a very good news for you. What is that very good news? Tomorrow at 6 to 8 to all the Hindi mix, Hindi, English aspirants, and from 8 to 10 at here means RBR Search channel and Computer Science channel. It means for all the southern part of the people. I will be taking an all India level GATE aptitude test, and we'll be taking this live test on YouTube. So we will be discussing 10 best questions of whatever I feel these are the 10 best questions in sync to what IIT Bombay has been giving. What IIT Bombay has given in instrumentation, EE and EC. Based on those, I have framed 10 questions and we're going to have a live test tomorrow. Are you guys up for that? Are you guys up for that? So tomorrow we're going to have a live test. So do make sure that you prepare well, well ahead of this. So we're going to have a test tomorrow itself, so that in case of any doubt, in case of any problem, you have got ample amount of time to rectify it. So tomorrow we're going to have a test for you guys. This will be the slot, and immediately after every single question we're going to have a discussion. So these will be my 10 questions, my prediction of your paper, right? So tomorrow we're going to have that. I want the people to block the time between 8 to 10. The time blocking technique what Lon must do, right? So from 8 to 10, that particular time will be ours. We're going to meet, right? So tomorrow we're going to have that, right? Time is same, 8 to 10 at this particular channel and 6 to 8 on mechanical. There are two mechanical channels. I'll be taking sessions from 6 to 8 and 8 to 10 here, right? Right. So we're going to have that 8 to 10 evening at this time, 8 to 10 at this time PM, right? Great. So I think it is absolutely clear. Sir, it is clear. Indeed it is clear. Sir, but why are you telling all these things? Because these are important, the very first thing. Second thing is, when you say in any case, when you say cyclic quadrilateral, when you use a word like cyclic quadrilateral, you know what is the basic idea of cyclic quadrilateral? When you draw a circle around it, all the vertices will fall on the circumference, just like this. If I draw a circle, in this case, if I draw a circle around this, all the vertices will fall on the circumference. Sir, but why are you telling this? I am telling you guys this very thing because instead of solving and doing all these things, we can directly solve it like this. Because this is theta here, right at the center of the circle, on the same arc, this will be central angle and this will be 2 theta. Similarly, this will also 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 be 2 theta. It means this will be 10 theta. And if you are saying that this 10 theta, what is the value of this circle? 360 degree. And thus theta is equals to 36 degree. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it clear to each and every one of you? I think it is clear to each and every one of you. Is it fine, everybody? Do you remember this, that during the crash course, we had a discussion on set theory as well, right? Do you remember this? We had a discussion on set theory. So for instrumentation students, so what is that we have understood till now? till now we have understood that in your paper you may expect 1 to 2 questions from algebra, okay, 1 question from verbal grammar, okay, and you may expect 1 to 2 questions from geometry and 1 to 2 questions from spatial aptitude. This is my expectation of your paper is. Okay? So by this point of time, this is what we have understood. This is by this point of time, this is what we have deciphered. Coming to the topic called percentage. So in instrumentation branch, they've given a very basic percentage question. And what is that they've given? They've given question from set theory, a very basic percentage application. And this is the one we've already discussed during our crash course. So this is what they said. What is that they've said? These are those people, oh so sorry. These are those people who are consuming coffee. These are those people who are consuming tea. Okay. So this is A, B, X, and this is N. Very nice. So what is that they have told? This is what they have mentioned, that 35% of the people, they consume coffee. Okay. 35%. When you say 35% of the people consume coffee, we already had enough discussion on this, right? So 35% of the people, do you remember what I said? What this A is? Yeah, I think each one of us must remember this. You must have an idea of this, that A tells that total number of people who consumes only coffee, not tea. What is this B? B talks about those people who consume only tea and not coffee. No coffee but tea. X talks about those people who consume both, and N talks about those people who consume neither coffee nor tea. So what is that they've mentioned? They said 35% of the people, they drink coffee. 40% of the people, they drink tea. Even before you judge anything, they have said 10% of the people, they drink both. Now this is an absolute cakewalk. Why? Because the sum of A plus X is 35%. If X is 10%, what is the value of A? 35% minus 10%, that would be 25%. Absolutely fine. What is the value of B? B would be 40% minus 10%, that is 30%. So they have asked the value of this N. So this N would be total, that is 100% minus 25% plus 10% plus 30%. So 20 plus 10 is 30 plus 25 is 65%, and therefore the answer would be 35%. Very basic, very elementary level question. Is it fine, everybody? So sir, you are saying that we can expect a question from, listen to this. I have discussed a question from similarity. सर सिमिलैरिटी ट्रायंगल्स का डिस्कशन कर लेंगे थोड़ा सा प्लीज़. कुलदीप यार मैंने ना कल कर रखा है सिमिलैरिटी का, प्लीज़ एक बार कल वाला वीडियो देख लीजिए आप. राइट एट द एंड आई हैव डिस्कस सिमिलैरिटी. ठीक है कुलदीप? सो द प्रॉब्लम हैज़ बीन सॉल्व, राइट? सो कल के जो ज्योमेट्री का वीडियो था, इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वीडियो आई हैव डिस्कस सिमिलैरिटीज, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. So sir, you are saying that from percentage we may expect a question? Yes. Like what kind of? Listen to this. Next important point is percentage. When you say percentage, broadly it means profit loss, mixture allegation, CISI, right? And then there is something called miscellaneous. In miscellaneous, these kind of questions are there. Set theory kind of questions. So what is that IIT has done in these three papers? They have given questions from miscellaneous like these topics. They have given questions especially from CI. So now you can expect a question from profit loss or mixture allegation. Be prepared for this, right? Is it clear, everybody? Next, arrangement based question, especially setting arrangement. Setting arrangement, what kind of? Linear or circular? Right now they have given linear arrangement, and always remember, in case of linear arrangement, what is important? Let us suppose I am sitting over here and there is a person A who is sitting to the right of me. So right means it might be possible is sitting to my immediate right, or he may sit at 2 places to my right, 3 places, 4 places, 5 places, 10 places to my right. So what does that mean? Listen to this very carefully. When you say linear arrangement, you have to be very precise where the other person is sitting. The immediate right, it means just next to you, and after that 2 places away, 3 places away, 4 places, like that. But in case of circle, if you say right, it always means immediate. Have you got this? In case of a circular arrangement, because see, this person is also sitting to my right, the other person is sitting to my right, and then my left hand came. So instead of this, in case of a circular arrangement, when you say the person is sitting at your right, it always means sitting at your immediate right. I hope it is absolutely clear. Next point. The other thing I think we should be absolutely clear with is this. In case of circular arrangement, let us suppose if you want to make sure that there are 4 people who are sitting over there. So instead of drawing it like this, don't draw it like this. So instead of drawing it like this, draw things absolutely clearly. If you want these 4 people must sit, make them sit like this. If you want 6 people must sit, make them sit like this. If you want 8 people must sit, make them sit like this, so that you are absolutely clear about just 2 words. Arrangement is the name of these 2 words, and what are these 2 words? Adjacent and opposite. These are the 2, adjacent and opposite. Only these are the 2 words. When you say opposite, let us suppose that this guy A is sitting and this guy B. These 2 guys are opposite to each other. When you say adjacent, it means this guy C is adjacent to B and this guy D is also adjacent to B. The last point is, whenever you are making these people sit, draw it like this. Sir, what is the meaning of this? It means face them towards the center if nothing is mentioned. Sir, why? Because if you make them face to the center, their right and your right will be in sync, and their left and your left will be in sync. In this case, there will be no discrepancy. It will be absolutely crystal clear to each and every one of you. Is it fine, everybody? I have told you so many things right now. Currently, what is that they have asked? Yes, absolutely. This will come in XE exam as well. The aptitude portion is absolutely common. So, till now they have asked linear arrangement, and I am saying that circular arrangement is equally very, very important. What is that they have asked? In linear arrangement, they just wanted that, do you have the idea of this? Right and immediate right. That is the thing. Do you know the difference between these 2 words? That's it. This is what they have asked. So, in instrumentation branch, they have given a question, very specific question. They said there are 4 guys, P, Q, R and S. Okay. Very, very basic point. And then they said there are 2 guys, P and R. Okay. These are the 2 guys who don't want to sit adjacent to each other. So PR and PR, these guys don't want to sit adjacent to each other. Okay, fine. And then they said something. What is that they've mentioned? They said S must sit to the right of Q. Now this is the catch. When you say S must sit to the right of Q, what is that you mean? For example, if this guy Q sits over here, S can sit at this place, or at this place, or at this place. All these things are correct. All these things are correct. Till now it is correct. When you are making this guy sit, whom? This guy Q. When you are making this guy sit at the beginning like this, so S can sit over here, here or here. Now the problem is these 2 guys P and R, they cannot sit adjacent to each other. So that's the problem, and that is why P, R, R, P, these 2 cases won't come. Okay, because the problem is with these 2 guys. Otherwise this was absolutely fine. And similarly here, P, R is absolutely fine. Similarly R, P is also absolutely fine. How many cases? 2 cases. Same problem here, P, R, R, P, but these 2 guys cannot sit adjacent to each other. Rejected. So this is absolutely fine. Not just this, if Q sits over here, S may sit at this place, or if Q sits over here, S might sit over here as well. In this case, in this case, P, R, R, P. These 2 cases are absolutely valid. Here in this case, P, R, R, P. These two cases are also equally valid. Sir, you know what? Q can sit here and S. It is absolutely fine. But P, R and RP, they cannot sit adjacent to each other. So they just asked how many total cases are possible. So here we can see that 2 cases, 2 and 2 more, that is, so total number of cases are 6. Is it fine to each and every one of you? Is it fine to each and every one of you? Is it fine, guys? Why 8? It must be 6 cases. Yeah, 6. Absolutely. It's not 8 cases, it's 6 cases. I think it is absolutely fine, right? So the only condition was these two guys must not sit adjacent to each other. That's it. And the second case was S must sit to the right of Q. I think it is clear. So sir, what is that you are saying? I am saying that you can expect one question from arrangement, be it linear arrangement or circular arrangement. So put up a single star on this. I am saying that you can expect one question from arrangement, right? Is it fine, everybody? Fine. Now listen to this. There is something called deduction. And the way I take these topics, deduction, I divide deduction into 3 parts. What I do, I divide deduction into 3 parts. Like how I divide. The very first part I take syllogism. Right? In the very first part I take syllogism. In the second part, the second part is logical connective. Right now it is not the right time to discuss the entire topic, but just I am letting you know this. And then there is something called critical reasoning. And this is not a standard classification. I divide it for my own sake, just to make you understand in a much simpler way. From my side, you can expect 100% question from critical reasoning. There will be one sure short question from critical reasoning. It might be possible it is of 2 marks, but there will be 100% one question from critical reasoning. Now, currently they have given one question from syllogism as well, and they have given one question from logical connective as well. Sir, when you say logical connective, what is that you mean? Listen to this. I don't want to teach you guys logical connective right now, and I think this is not the right time to take any topic right from scratch. But I can still make you acquainted with this topic in some or the other way. How is it possible? Let's see. So this was the question which was from logical connective. Forget about the topic. Let's take a very layman approach. How is it possible? First of all, what was the question? The question was either P marries Q or either P marries Q or X marries Y. This was the question. Forget about this. I don't want this question. If you remember this correctly, during our school days and in our first year, and to the electronics student, all those electronics students are not here, they must have studied digital electronics. And even those people who haven't studied digital electronics, during our school days and the very first year, we have read some of the digital electronics, right? There we've read De Morgan's law. What was that? De Morgan's law was A or B. Similarly, if you want, you can write the very same thing like this: A union B. If you want to find the intersection, if you want to find the bar of this will become A bar and B bar. Very simple. This means, or you can write it like this: A bar union becomes intersection. This is a very basic concept of De Morgan's law, because each one of us who is sitting over here, all of you are engineers, so I know you understand this, right? You understood this. So in digital electronics, during our school days, in the very first year, we've read this. Sir, but how is it relevant to this? That I'll tell you. Forget about this. P marries Q. Forget about this. This is basically just a variable. That's it, nothing else. Forget about this part as well. This is just a variable B. So now this question pans out like this: either A or B. And if you cannot able to understand this as well, forget about this: A or B. Sir, what was the question? They just asked the negation of this. When you use the word negation, this is what they asked. Put up a bar. That's it. This is what they asked. When you say negation, it means A bar union became intersection B bar. That is A bar and B bar. So what is the negation of this? Neither P marries Q nor X marries Y. Option number first, question finished. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Even without discussing this topic, we have just taken the helicopter view of this topic and still we were in this position to solve this question and we've got the answer. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? They've just asked the negation of this. So the negation is bar, right? We've just taken the helicopter view of this topic. I think we are good to go now. I have already discussed one question which came in EE branch, and that was they've asked regarding the decagon, right? That was the thing they have already asked, and then they've asked one more question from what do you call linear arrangement. Similar kind of question was there which I have taken, right? Great. Let's take one more different kind of question. What is that they've asked? Let us suppose this is Dhoni Sahab. So Dhoni sir is there. Mr. Dhoni ratio cricket. This is not the question they have asked. I am giving an example. Mr. Dhoni ratio cricket, and then there is Saina Nehwal ji. So Saina Nehwal ratio badminton. So Saina Nehwal ratio. Sir, what is that you've written? This is called analogies. It means the way these two things are related, these two things must be related in the similar way. So what is that you want to say? Listen to this very, very carefully. In vocab segment, the level of difficulty would be from easy to moderate. Sir, when you say easy to moderate, what do you mean? I believe that it will be an absolute rarity if IIT Bombay asks you like this, what is the meaning of skullduggery? The moment I hear this word skullduggery, I started feeling nauseous. Why? Why a technical student be aware of this word skullduggery? There's no need. Apotheosis, raison dieta, creme de la creme, magnum opus, siesta, bon ton, bon voyage. Not required. These kind of words are not required. Okay. So, what IIT is doing, IIT Bombay has done, they have given a very basic question. Right? They are giving a very basic question. So, from vocab, you can expect three kind of questions. Usually, there are three different kinds of questions in vocab, and these three kind of questions are synonym-based questions, antonym-based questions, and then there is analogies. I believe in your exam, you will find this. And that is what they have done in EE paper as well. What was the question, sir? OSS. Do we know what is an OSS? Yes. Many a times I have said this statement. Sir, how long should I walk till I find my OSS? They said OSS ratio sand. This is what they said. OSS ratio sand. OSS is a fertilized piece of land right between of this is it's a slightly marshy place. This is sand, and between that there is slightly marshy piece of the slightly marshy place, and then there are certain vegetations as well. This place is called OSS. So OSS is something that is surrounded by sand. Similarly, they have asked island. Island is something that is surrounded by, and then they have given options. It's a very straightforward question. Island is something that is surrounded by water. But I think it's a very, very beautiful question. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine, everybody? This was a very nice question. So, sir, you are saying that instead of synonym or antonym, you believe that analogies are much better question? Yes, I always believe that instead of synonyms and antonym, analogies are much better question. A very basic question from DI as well, in DI. So DI is basically an application of percentage. Very basic question. Actually, long back there was a question in CAT, and what was the question? They have told that they have given a span of 10 years. I'm just letting you know what was the question. A very brief idea of the question. Forget about the data, just connect to the theme of the question. And what IIT Bombay has done, they have diluted this particular question and then they've given to you guys. In CAT long back, they have given a question, IIM has given a question that there are two different brands of mixer grinder called Naya mixer grinder and Purana mixer grinder. So what is the thing? Let us suppose in the year 2001, Naya mixer grinder, this company produces 100 mixer grinder and they could able to sell only 80. So what will happen in the year 2002? Although in the year 2002 they are producing mixer grinders, but the 20 leftovers will also add to this. And in the year 2003 they are producing mixer grinders, and then there will be leftover of 2002, and then there will be leftover of 2001. But the leftover of 2001, it means after 2 years they have to be destroyed. And this happened for the span of 10 years. This was a genuinely very complicated question. It was a very, very nice question. So sir, this question was given to us? No. They have given you a very simple vanilla flavored question. What is that IIT Bombay has given? IIT Bombay has given you a very beautiful graph, very beautiful table. They have told that they are giving data of 3 different year first, second and third. These are those people who could able to pass the exam, and these are those people who could not able to pass the exam. So what was the number like? There were 50 students who could able to pass, and then there is 10. It's another good number. This is 60 and this is 5, another nice number. And then there is 50 and 3. But what exactly IIT Bombay has said? The IIT Bombay has said that IIT Bombay said that the only thing over here is those people who could not able to clear the exam, they have appeared the exam and they have cleared the exam in the second attempt. Okay. It means that in the very first year, what was the strength? 50 plus 10, that is 60. And in the second year, when you see that 60 people could able to clear the exam, 10 people are from the previous year, this is just 50. So in this current year, 50 plus 5, how many students were there? 55. They have said that those who could not able to clear the exam, they have cleared the exam in the next attempt. It means 50 must come over here, and when you subtract 50, it means actually originally there are just 45 students. 45 plus 3 is 48, and this is what they have asked. Actually, how many number of students were there in year second and year third? Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Fine. I think it is absolutely clear to each and every one of you, right? Now listen to this. I feel that one question was really very good, which was asked in EE branch. What was that? Even before discussing that question, I think I should discuss something else. What is that? There is a particular format of question called a to the power of n plus minus b to the power of n. Now listen to this very, very carefully. There is a particular format of question a to the power of n plus b to the power of n. We can bifurcate it. How come? First variety is a to the power of n plus b to the power of n. And what is the second variety? The second variety of question is a to the power of n minus b to the power of n. Okay, fine. If this is a number, a to the power of n plus b to the power of n is a number, so we can clearly see that this kind of number will only be divisible by a plus b, but when n is odd, that's it. On the contrary, when n is even, it is definitely not. I want people to remember this. N is different when n is when n is even, they are not at all divisible. And when it is a, these kind of numbers are definitely not divisible by a to the power a minus b. Let's take an example. For example, if you see a to the power of a cube plus b cube. If the question is like this, we know that a cube plus b cube is basically a plus b bracket a square minus ab plus b square. That's nice. If you divide it by a plus b when n is odd, so is n odd? Yes, n is odd. So it is definitely divisible by a plus b, and we can see that this is definitely divisible by a plus b. Okay, Now I have understood. So this is really good to remember. What happens in this case? Exactly complementary of whatever we have discussed over here. That is, it is definitely not divisible by a plus b when n is odd. It is divisible by a plus b only when n is even. And it is always divisible by a minus b. Let's take an example. If you take an example, it means a square minus b square is equals to a minus b, a plus b. We can clearly see that n is even and it is divisible by a plus b. Listen to this very, very carefully. And similarly, a cube minus b cube, it is a minus b, okay. This is a square plus ab plus b square. This is once again divisible by a minus b. Sir, but what is the use of this? Now listen to this. First of all, do make sure that you write this. Then I'll tell you the use of this. It's a very, very good point, right? It's a good worthy point. So the usage of this. Let us suppose if I say capital N is equals to, 15 to the power of 23. It's a good number. 15 to the power of 23 and then 23 to the power of 23. That's actually quite a huge number. 15 to the power of 23 plus 23 to the power of 23. And if I ask you, if I divide this number by 38, what will be the remainder? If I ask you this question, what this question is? This question is absolutely similar to a to the power of n plus b to the power of n. What is that I have told you? I said whenever the question is like this, a to the power of n plus b to the power of n, it is always divisible by a plus b when a is odd. That's it. Other than this, there will be no case where a to the power of n plus b to the power of n is divisible. So the very first thing that we should see, is n odd. Yes, of course, n is odd. N is 23 and definitely odd. If it is odd, then a to the power of n plus b to the power of n is definitely divisible by a plus b. What is a plus b? 15 plus 23. What is this? 38. My God, if this number is divisible by 38, then the remainder in this case would be 0. As simple as this. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to all? Is it fine, everybody? So the remainder in this case would be absolutely 0. Great. So sir, what was the question that was given? They have asked which of the question is actually divisible by 11 to the power of 13 plus 1. Forget about this question. Whatever the number is, they have asked this. I'll give you the option, but forget about this. First of all, whenever this kind of question is there, first of all, try to arrange it in a very simple form like this so that you can able to understand. Now, what was the option? The options were really very, very good actually. The options were really very good. For example, the first option was 11 to the power of 33 plus 1. This is a nice option. The second option was 11 to the power of 52 minus 1. 11 to the power of 52 minus 1. Just have a look at the power. You know, the powers are very, very crucial. The third option was 11 to the power of 26 plus 1. This is another very good power. And the fourth option was 11 to the power of 29 plus 1. Now, if we see that what category this question belongs to. See, I have told you that a to the power of n minus b to the power of n. If this kind of question is there, it is divisible by a plus b, but only when this n is even, or by a minus b, there is no condition. When I saw this 13, I am looking for any number any power which is multiple of 13. And when I saw this, I actually came across these two options. Why you are looking for those two options? Why you are looking for those powers with multiple of 13? Because when you say 11 to the power of 52, this is what exactly you mean. Okay. Minus, I can take this, right? That's not a problem. So basically this question is a to the power of n minus b to the power of n. In this case, what is the value of n? This is the value of n. This is the value of n. So sir, what is that? What is a plus b? 11 to the power of 13 plus 1. So will it be divisible by a plus b? Of course it will be. So the remainder would be 0. Now is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it clear, everybody? Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to each and every one of you? I do believe that it's a fabulous question. It's a very, very nice question. It's a very, very nice question which was given in your exam. Right? If they can ask this question, they can definitely ask one more question which was asked in CAT long back. What was the question? This was the exact question they have asked. 16 to the power of 3, 17 to the power of 3. Just because they have asked this question, I think I should tell you this question. 18 to the power of 3 and 19 to the power of 3. Don't get confused because I have told you a to the power of n. Not just a to the power of n, b to the power of n, a to the power of n plus b to the power of n plus c to the power of n plus d. It's valid for all of them. So if I ask you what will going to happen if you divide it by 70, see, the point is you can always find the cube of all these numbers. What is 16 cubes? 4096. What is 17 cube? 4913. What is that? 18 cube? 5832. What is 19 cube? 6859. So that's not a problem. We can always do that. But that is what the examiner wants. You should go for the cube. But instead of going for the cube, what is that we can do? We know that in case of a to the power of n plus b to the power of n, it is divisible by a plus b, but when n is odd. When n is odd. So here we can see that n is odd, and thus we can clearly say that it is divisible by 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19, and when you add this, surprisingly you got 70. It means when this is divided by 70, the remainder would be 0. Just because they have touched this particular concept, from my side, put up a double star. It's a very, very famous question. Is it fine, everybody? It's a very, very famous question. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Right? Great, well done. It's a very famous question. This question already asked in CAT. Sir, in EE branch, like they haven't asked spatial? Yes, they have. What is that they have asked? They have given a figure like this, and they said if you fold it right from here, what will going to happen? See, it's a very direct question. If you fold it from here, so this will go like this. If you fold it from here, this dotted line, this will go like this. So you will get a Bluetooth like, design like this. That's it. So sir, just this was the question. Of course, this was the question. That is it. If you remember correctly, we already had a discussion during our crash course. What was the discussion? In case if you continuously join the midpoint. Do you remember this, guys? How many of you remember this? I've already told you this. If you keep on joining the midpoints of the square, so when you run from outside to inside, every single thing which has dimension of centimeter, what do you have to do? You have to multiply by 1 by root 2. It means, let us suppose if the side is equals to 1a, so it will be a by root 2, it will be a by root 2 square, and so on. Not just this, in case if you are looking for perimeter, this would be p, this would be p by root 2, this would be p by root 2 square, and so on. Not just this, if you want to find the area, that's fine. Whatever I said is for centimeter, area is centimeter square, then square this. It means you are saying that if the area of the outermost square is a, this would be a by 2 square, and so on. Yes, of course. Do you remember this? We already had a discussion on this. Right? Do you remember this? And not just, it's a very famous question. And you know why this question is famous? In the year 2003, this question was asked in CAT. Because whatever we have been discussing like this is equally valid for these circles as well. It means that, so you are saying that in case of radius, this is also valid. Yes. R by root 2, R by root 2 square, and so on. And why just radius? If you want, you can take circumference as well. If C is the circumference, you may take C by root 2, C by root 2 square, and so on. Sir, what will happen in case of area? Don't worry. In case of area, 1 by root 2 square, and that is A by 2 square, and so on. So you were telling something that a question was asked in CAT. Yes, this is what they have asked. They have asked that if the circumference of this outermost circle is 44 centimeter, the first circle, then not the second but the third one, what will be the circumference of this third circle? So what will you say? If it has been told that the circumference of the outermost circle, that is the first circle, is 44 centimeter, what will be the circumference of the third circle? What will your answer be? What will your answer be? The answer would be 44 centimeter, 44 upon root 2, and this is 44 upon root 2 square, that is 22 centimeter. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine? Yes, absolutely. This particular question was asked in the year 2003. In CAT, the same question was asked in the year 2003. Fine. If they can ask this question, if IIT can ask this question, they can definitely ask the very same question in case of equilateral triangle. So do remember this. For equilateral triangle, if you do the very same thing, just keep on multiplying by half for all the things which have the unit centimeter. It means that if the outermost side is A, this would be A by 2 and A by 2 square. Is it fine, everybody? Is it fine? And then if the perimeter of the outermost triangle is P, this would be P by 2 and this would be P by 2 square, and so on. That's great. Sir, what will happen in case of area? Just square this. What? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 square, it means if the area of the outermost triangle is A, what will the area? The area in this case would be A by 4. A by 4 square, and so on. And not just this, if you want, you can have circles here. Fabulous. So very same thing will be valid for radius, circumference and area as well, area of the circle as well. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine now? Is it fine, everybody? Is it absolutely clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine, everybody? Right? Great. So put up a double star on this particular question. I believe this particular question is very, very important to you guys. Right? Do you remember this? We had a discussion on CISI as well. What is that I have told you? In CISI, I have told you that in case of CISI, amount is equals to principal plus interest. Whether it is CI, whether it is SI. That's not important. Whether it is CI, whether it is SI, amount is equals to principal plus interest. Great. And I've also told that if nothing is mentioned in case of bank, always consider SI. In case of investment, in case of population, in case of metal appreciation or depreciation, always consider CI. Right? In your exam, you will more often than not, you will find population. The second point I told you guys, if someone says that his investment actually got doubled, what this guy actually mean? The P plus P, the interest actually became equals to P. If he says that his investment became 10 times, it means the interest is equals to 9 times of P. That's fine. That's great. So more often than not, you will find similar kind of questions. They have given the question this time in electronics, what they have given long back in the year, similar to the one they have given in the year 2014-15. What's the question? The question was this. Let us suppose the population of a city right now, this is what IIT Bombay said. The population of a city right now is 11,02,500. The population of a city right now is 2,500. What will be the population? What do you think? What would have been the population 2 years back if the population increased at the rate of 5%? It's a very, very straightforward question which was asked by IIT Bombay, and this question was given to electronics student. Very direct question. Right? There's absolutely nothing in this question. I think it is also absolutely clear to each and every one of you. I really liked one of the spatial aptitude question which was given to electronics students, and that is this one. They have said if this line is PQ, right? And then there are certain kind of figures which were given. What kind of figures? Like this. So they have given figures like this. This question was given to electronics student, right? They have given figures like this. They were given figures like this. Okay. After this, oh so sorry, this and this. Okay. Great. And what has been told? It has been told that this is a very beautiful spatial aptitude question. So what is that they have said? This is the figure they have given, and they said if you want to draw symmetry about PQ, how many minimum squares, minimum this kind of figures are required. So if you want to draw symmetry about this line, exact symmetry for this particular figure would be this. So this is the first square. Exact symmetrical figure like this would be this. About PQ, exact symmetrical figure would be this. Exact symmetrical figure for this square would be this. Exact symmetrical figure for this would be this square. Great. Exact symmetrical figure about this would be this square. So how many figures, how many squares have I drawn? I have drawn this first square, then the second one, then the third one, then the fourth, fifth and the sixth one. So total number of squares I have drawn is 6. But this was a very, very nice question. Very beautiful, very nice question. So from my side, spatial, at least you can expect one question from spatial aptitude. Sir, you said that they have been giving a very specific kind of questions in geometry. Yes, they have. Equilateral triangle, okay. Hexagon, okay. Square, like this. In electronics, they have given this particular question. Once again, this question is actually, this question has been taken from CAT long back. Similar kind of question was asked in CAT. But what IIT Bombay has given, this is what they have given. Let us suppose this is a square with dimension just 1 centimeter. The sides are 1 centimeter. And this square is cut right from the diagonal. Okay, diagonal, it means if this is also 1 centimeter, because this is a square, this will also be 1 centimeter. It means this will be root 2. Okay, fine. Let me cut this. So if I have cut this square like this, right? I have cut the square like this. It has been told that about this edge, if you rotate this triangle, what will happen? You will get a cone. It has been seen not just this particular year, but time and again, IIT has always preferred giving a cone. And then they've asked the volume of this cone. That's it. What is the volume of a cone? Volume of a cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. That's it. What is height? Always remember that. Whenever in geometry you say height, you always mean perpendicular. Okay, 1. So what is the radius? It is already given 1. So this is the radius and this becomes the height. Great. So what is the answer? The answer would be 1 by 3 pi 1 cube and 1. So the answer was pi by 3. Is it clear, buddy? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Right? Absolutely. Fine. Sir, you said that they have given one question from this syllogism as well. Yes, it was a very basic question. What was the question? The first statement that was written was, let me draw it straight away. All purple are green. So purple, let's take this purple. All purple are green. Okay. Let's take this. All purple are green. This was the first statement. And what was the second statement? The second statement was all black are green. So this, all black are green. Right? Great. So the two statements were all purple are green and the second statement was all purple are green. What was the conclusion they have mentioned? This is the conclusion. The first conclusion was, listen to this very, very carefully. Some black, okay, some black are purple. Okay, that's nice. Second conclusion, no black is purple. And then they have given options like this. Listen to this. The very first option was, which was a straight option, either first statement, either C1 is correct or C2 is correct. The very first option was either C1 is correct or C2 is correct. Very nice option. Second option, both are correct. Third option, only C1 is correct. Only C1 is correct. Fourth option was only C2 is correct. See the point, it's a very straightforward question. The point is either these purple and black will not be related or some, absolutely fine. So either this will happen or this will happen. Is it fine, everybody? So either all purple are green or either no purple is this. I think this is fair enough. Sir, you said that they have asked question from hexagon as well. Yes. This is what they have given. They have given an equilateral triangle with side 3 centimeter. Listen to this very, very carefully. They have given an equilateral triangle with side 3 centimeter. And obviously when I am saying it's an equilateral triangle, so all these 3 sides, it's a redundant information, but yeah, it's an equilateral triangle and that is why 3 centimeter, right? And then what is that they've mentioned? This is what they have mentioned. I'll tell you how to solve this question in 2 different ways. You can make a cut at 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So what is that they've done? You can draw it like this, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. And you can draw it like this. So what was given? They have told that PQRS, T and U. This is a regular hexagon. So area of the hexagon PQRSTU upon area of the equilateral triangle ABC. See, if you really want to solve this is not very difficult question, right? What exactly the meaning of a regular hexagon is? Basically, regular hexagon is 6 times of an equilateral triangle. What kind of equilateral triangle? The one which has got side of 1 centimeter. Great. Root 3 by 4 a square. And what about this equilateral triangle? Root 3 by 4, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1. That is 3 centimeter. 3 centimeter square. That's fine. So the answer would be 2 by 3. This is one way of solving this, which is absolutely fine. There's no problem with this, right? But instead of this, we can also solve it like this as well. How come we can solve it? We can solve it like, just like any game. This is one equilateral triangle. This is the second. This is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. When you are saying that area of equilateral area of the hexagon, it has got 6 equilateral triangles, so 6 squares. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. When you are saying equilateral triangle, it has got 9 such equilateral triangles. So the answer would be 2:3. It's a very direct question. You can solve it within 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds. Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to all? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it clear to each and every one of you? So based on this, what is that you can expect? Based on this, what is that you can expect in mechanical, computer science, and chemical? What is that you can expect? So this is my expectation of the paper. In this particular year, IIT Bombay is making the paper, right? So what is that you can expect? Very first thing, from geometry, you can expect 1 to 2 questions. I believe there will be 2 questions. Right? From 1 to 2 questions, I believe there will be 2 questions. Second, from algebra, you can expect 1 to 2 questions. I believe there will be 1 question, but up to 2 questions you can expect. Third, from spatial aptitude, 1 to 2 questions. I believe there will be 1 question. Fourth, verbal grammar, there will be 1 question. Next, fifth, critical reasoning, there will be 1 straight question, but this will be 2-mark question. Sixth, in case of vocabulary, instead of giving synonym, antonym, I believe they will prefer giving analogies. Right? Seventh, in percentage, they have options like profit loss, mixture alligation, CISI, and then there is miscellaneous. When I say miscellaneous, it means set theory, sequence series, DI, very basic graph, those kind of things. But because they have already given this, I am expecting one question from this. This is what I'm expecting. Nice. Next, then arrangement based questions. Linear arrangement or circular arrangement, it's totally up to them. They can give. Ninth, you can expect one question from either syllogism or logical connective or blood relationship. You can expect one question from here as well. And finally, the last thing, because I am running short of space, so let me write it over here. And actually last two, DI. Either you will get a question from DI or reasoning. When you say DI, it means very basic graph where you need to find the percentage change. And second is reasoning. What kind of reasoning? Linear arrangement or circular arrangement, I have already told you. But when I say reasoning, I mean, odd one out. You need to arrange things height-wise, those kind of things, weight, very general reasoning based questions. So from my side, this is the kind of paper you may expect. Is it fine, everybody? This is the kind of paper you may expect. Probability, the kind of question they are giving, probability you can expect over here. Area driven probability, this kind of question, right? Is it fine? Is it fine, everybody? Right? Now listen to this. The second most important announcement is tomorrow 6 to 8, but for you guys 8 to 10. I'll be taking 2 All India GATE aptitude paper, and in that paper I'll be taking my 10 questions. Right? I'll be taking my 10 questions, and these 10 questions will be very much similar to the one what IIT Bombay is giving. This is for mechanical students, right? So this will be live on 2 different mechanical channels, and you guys can join at this point, at this time, at RBR Search channel, and there is another computer science channel. So you guys can join at this time. I'll be taking 10 questions and we will be discussing these 10 questions. And this will be my best 10 questions, which I am expecting that IIT Bombay will going to give. I'm not saying exactly the very same question, but yes, somewhat similar to these 10 questions. So when you join tomorrow's class, become well prepared, because once I'm done with the session, I'm going to ask you what is your score, right? Is it fine, everybody? Is it clear to each and every one of you? Is it fine, everybody? Fine. Is it clear to each and every one of you? Right? So the similar kind of pattern will be there for mechanical, CS and computer science, as well as chemical engineering. The similar pattern will be there. The pattern will be somewhat like this. So my point is, guys, please don't be late for tomorrow's class. We're going to have a test tomorrow at the stroke of 8. So this is it for today's session. I hope and I believe that you have understood every single thing, whatever we have discussed, right? So shall we call it a day? Right? So that is it for today's session. It might be possible you're going through different kind of emotions, because within a few days you will be appearing in your exam, which you have been preparing for the past so many days. I have always been a very strong admirer of discipline, because you guys have been disciplined for so long. I always say that discipline awakes destiny. This is the time. You guys have been disciplined for so long. Just a few more days. I know that you might be feeling slightly anxious, but it's pretty normal. It's absolutely normal. This is, whenever you have something to lose for, we feel anxious. It's a very normal emotion. It might sound, it might be very easy from my side to say that, but still I would love to say it. And that is, instead of the outcome, focus on what is that which is within your control and what is that you should do. Instead of thinking what will happen in GATE exam, what will my result be 1 or 1.5 months down the line. Instead of thinking of this, think of the fact that how am I supposed to give my best shot. So we need to, whenever the path calls your name, you should walk. So from my side, all the very best for your preparation. Tomorrow we're going to meet at the stroke of 8, right? Let success be your noise. So keep on fighting for the next a few more days. See you guys. Bye everybody. Take care. Jai Hind.